See Sync though, this time they just don't want to give them even a chance of Chipper, and they just take it out with their bans as well as Magnus. They first pick Rhapsody, Parasite response from BMG. There's the Pebbles then coming out. But what do you think about banning the Chipper? I mean, they did so well against the last game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, although, yeah, they did quite well against Chipper, at the same time, they're most likely not going to pick up the Vindicator, which a second time, and which was a very good factor against Chipper. And the second time, Chipper did very, very well. Although they did lose in the end, obviously, Chipper won his lane, dominated Kaizu against the Madman with his own chip. He was instrumental in a lot of ganks, and to be fair, like, Chipper was kind of the only shining light, really, for BMG. And although, yeah, they won it against it in Game 1, I mean, do you want to risk that in Game 2? Even though, Zero had a great game in Game 1, I think not. It's just easier to ban it out, so that's why we see it banned out here in Game 2.
Yeah. Now, you look at the other game here. I guess I'm monitoring the game real quickly. Again, Willowkeeper versus Reason. Obviously, again, being covered by Lash if you want to check that one out. But very, very close game there, it looks like. They're in that game number 1 as they're going at it in the other round of 4 matchup, of course. So, again, we'll keep an eye on that and see the results that ultimately play out here. You see Silhouette over there for Willowkeeper talking about the power. But Bushwhack picked up on Reason, so going with the Bushwhack again. Anyways, back to this game. Glacius coming out for BMG. Something tells me that's just more of a troll right-click right there. Probably not going to actually see a gunblade, unfortunately. But
what are you talking about? Serious?
I mean, hey, I was proven a long time ago. I thought this hero was just crap, and that's because I was told that. And yet, Boxy picked it up one day and dominated with it. So I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, no, not so much here. Ophelia is going to be their jungler of choice. They could have gone Tempest, but they could do with the Ophelia in the end.
So again, the sort of same strategy coming from Zinc, strong team fight, strong push, and then hopefully, win the engagements and get an early lead, and then just keep relentlessly, going after BMG and their towers. BMG most likely a similar sort of strategy in Game 1 as well. Hopefully they're executed a little bit better. I mean, it's all about the ganks, particularly when you pick up like a Parasite. I mean, to me, when jungle meta was very, very prevalent, your kind of strategy depended on what kind of jungle you picked up. If you picked up like Ophelia and Tempest, there was a lot of team fight and sort of push. Pick up the Parasite, it's all about like the gank and stuff. It's like wall based, a bit more of a late game sort of style of strategy. So it's sort of common here as well. So you see BMG picks up the Parasite. They do finish it off with a Kraken in terms of the third pick, so at least they have some kind of team fight potential. But still, the BMG sort of strategy will most likely be try and get that early kind of lead with the ganks and make sure Zinc don't have the ability to sort of snowball from their early lead.
That is the game plan. A lot easier said than done, though. That is for sure. And yeah, now you look at. I mean, BMG does have the head-to-head matchup advantage here, 13-9. But yeah, that's obviously completely. I would say irrelevant, honestly, because it is a different BMG team. Again, with Haxer and Tankafed and support now being part of them. So the bands now assisting right here are following up even Wretched Hag and a Doctor, Soul Stealer into Vindicator. Again, I find that kind of interesting because I really think that Vindicator pickup came out. Well, a couple of, I mean, one, they had the Tempest synergy with it, which is obviously big, but then on top of that, again, it'll lock down the Chipper especially. Still could have been a pickup, and I know I've stressed this in the past. He is one of those just annoying-ass heroes to play against. A lot more annoying as a player than even as a spectator. We can't really see it as much, but so they use a ban on him though. I mean, not the end of the world, but you would debate it, I guess.
I mean, it works well. Like I said, I mean, like Vindicator, although it can carry late into the game, I mean, his real aspect is like as a carry, but he works very, very well in sort of team fight and pushing lineups, which obviously Zinc had in Game 1 and most likely had it in Game 2 here as well. So, if they didn't ban it, there was definitely a high possibility they picked up Vindicator here as well. I mean, yeah, it does work well against Chipper, but it works well against every hero, obviously, because of the silence, so it doesn't really matter too much that Chipper isn't picked up here. So, in that respect, I think the ban is relevant. It makes sense. It's not a bad ban in that respect.
Yeah. Next pickup now for Sync. Going to get an idea of where they go. Again, a lot of extra time there used by BMG. We saw the last game, too. They were down to 15 seconds going into their second tier of picks. This time only 3 seconds remaining. So, definitely some crucial decision-making here. They got this time to think about it now while Sync's still deciding their fourth. But, could react to what they pick. So you want as much time as possible, it's safe to say. But you're going to have to do some rapid thinking here. Make some adjustments perhaps very quickly. But anyways, back over to Sync. They're using a good amount of extra time themselves with that said.
I mean, Sliver's still on the board. I think Sliver is definitely a potential to actually get picked up here. Puppet Master's on the board as well. I'm just thinking of like sort of strong team fight and sort of pushing heroes that can also sort of carry as well
Hellbringer
in their own respect. it can't really carry. That's the only thing. Like to me, like Sliver and Sliver. Oh, Polywog Priest. Okay.
Huh.
That's most likely.
That's a
short,
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be short lane. Yeah. So although it doesn't really have that much, obviously carry potential, it still adds a lot to the sort of pushing in team fight potential that Zinc are going for this sort of strategy. Most likely, they're gonna finish off with like a sort of suicide that can carry, like maybe even Mage Bane, Dragon Master, something that offers some kind of late game potential for them. And they'll follow it up with the Master of Arms.
How many Master of Arms have we seen, man? Because I feel like we have not seen Master of Arms in a long, long time. Wait for Quincy to pull that up right here. Okay, really? That's a lot more than I would have thought, really. Okay. Maybe we just haven't happened to cast the games that he's been in, but well, again, this is maybe speaking off along the lines that we used to see him just as one of the go-to supports for a while, especially in even more like carry role from time to time. So, but anyway, it's going to be picked up here, probably more of a support role for being going to be more of a carry. What am I saying? They got Glacius, so the Parasite Jungle. Warbeast, though, the final pick for Sync, perhaps even more interesting. Kazu's classic Warbeast. Going to be coming out. This is not your everyday lineup, but look at that push potential, man. That is ridiculous. It doesn't have Balfagor, but yeah, it's got Rhapsody, Ophelia, Polywog, and Warbeast, and then let's just throw in Pebbles in there, just because.
It's like a Denial versus TMSR.
Yeah, he's a poor bringing that up. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why they picked up the Master of Arms, though, is because they need some kind of counter. They need some kind of counter push, because there's so much. But I said that was the sort of the strategy that Zinc were going to go for. And with the Warbeast and the Polywog Priest, they really did need some kind of counter push. The Bubbles and the Master of Arms will make sense, but at the same time, the real aspect or the real way to sort of beat this sort of team fight strategy that Zinc are running is to beat it at the sort of source, beat it at the laning phase, get 3, 4, 5 kills, so that if they do take a team fight, you're ahead 3, 4, 5,000 gold. So you're going to most likely win that team fight. They do have some counter push, but it's not really getting to the source of the problem to sort of beat the strategy that Zinc are doing right here. Obviously, it will definitely work and it will definitely help, but is that the best way to sort of beat this sort of strategy that Zinc are running? I mean, who knows? I guess time will tell.
I'm kind of curious what you think about this too, because Hackshire loves seeing this player back. He's a great guy, I've always said, and it's good to have him back on the scene. He's definitely been a fun carry player to watch throughout history, but I feel like he has been a very stale carry player in the sense that he plays he plays a lot of the right-click carry heroes. He's about getting from him here, the Moon Queens, the Mage Banes, the Dark Ladies. Last cycle, today, we're seeing him play like Corrupt Disciple and a Master of Arms here. Last cycle, I know we brought it up once or twice too, as far as what he was playing. I don't know, it just feels kind of odd to me that he's just playing your usual heroes that we're used to seeing him play. Yeah,
I mean, to me, I thought the sort of strategy of BMG was going to be kind of like late game in the sense that obviously you put Haxrin on a very, very hard carry and then he'll just wreck the game for you. But yeah, he's playing a bit more of these sort of niche sort of carry heroes like the Master of Arms, like the Corrupted Disciple. That, I mean, to be honest, he's probably not very comfortable on them, and we've sort of seen his performance not too fantastic compared to what he used to be. So that is definitely a good point to make, to be fair, and maybe something that BMG should definitely try and rectify in the next couple of cycles, because I mean, Haxrin obviously a great player, but I mean, if you're not comfortable on a hero, then you're not going to play it as well as obviously on heroes you are comfortable with. So we're going to see him in the dual lane mid here with the Glacius, which makes sense actually, because his lane here should definitely win. Obviously, it's a burster versus a dual range lanes. Obviously, if it was if Mickey was Gauntlet or Devourer, then it might be a different story. But they should put a lot of harassment here onto Pebbles, and they should be winning this lane. It might get dangerous about level 4, level 5, where the sort of burst potential is there for Zinc. But on the most part, BMG should be winning this middle lane.
Yeah, no, I mean Zinc, probably. They may be a little bit surprised to see this. Maybe they would have accepted, but at the same time, they can't do anything about it. I mean, they really can't. They can't sit on the talk, because then they would just make adjustments, and that would be even worse. So they kind of just have to deal with it. But yeah, on top of the double range. But actually, as we say that, Glacius, oh my God, he's dropping. His support actually going to fall right here. No, he's not. He's going to be fine in the end using a health potion. But a lot of damage coming out back and forth. But the Hellborn Courier gets picked off bottom lane. I was
going to say that. Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal. That was still a ground courier. That's worth noting. Back to the middle, by the way. Okay, no, Pebble's going to be fine.
It was just AFK sitting there, though. I was going to say something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was just sitting there. It had no items on it, no nothing. And I'm really surprised that Bubbles might be in trouble, actually.
I know Zibe had it down here initially, with the Ward of Sight, perhaps, was trying to make work of that. But actually, yeah, he's in trouble right now. He's getting locked down. You see the Flying Courier upgraded right there for the Legion team. Maybe to help Scott as well. Shell Surf disjoints the auto attack right there. Or was that even the net that he disjointed? I'm not even sure, to be honest. But he is going to buy the distance However, here comes Rhapsody, and yeah, he's like, okay, you know what? I need him at a point where I might need to try to get killed by neutrals. Not going to happen. Insania picks him off. That's not your A start, man.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, obviously, I could say it's bad pathing. Obviously, he doesn't have God vision like we do, but actually, middle lane.
They're going to go into Master of Arms. They know the support's missing right now, but no, Rhapsody can't get there in time. She finally gets her staccatos off, though. Will it be enough? One more. Yes, gets it. Hacks her and falls. It is just already falling apart for BMG.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we talked about obviously like maybe BMG not scrimming that much, and it is a little bit evident here. There's just a few things that just doesn't make sense. Obviously, like BMG like, losing the middle lane when they really should be winning. Honestly, they've got a dual range lane. Obviously, it goes back to maybe Haxtra not being too familiar on the Master of Arms compared to kind of AFK hard carry. Actually, middle lane, here comes the gank from Parasite.
You see Parasite coming in. This should definitely be a kill. There's no way it's not going to be. Yeah, Mickey goes down. No chance for him to get away. So finally, at least BMG getting on the board. I mean, I know it's still early on, but with the courier thing happening, then him going down to the bottom lane, then Master of Arms, it's like things are just already falling apart. So get your groove back, get a kill, start the forget, like I said, that short-term memory. Forget what happened, play on. But, again, going back to the matchup, though, I mean, Master of Arms is actually bottom lane. Bubble's going to be locked down by Polywog Priest, and he goes down in the end. Polywog Priest short lane. I mean, Quincy busted out the stat. I'm pretty sure all, if not like 5 out of those 6 games were probably a support Polywog. It's been a while since we've seen a farm priority Polywog. Takes you back to the no-tell days, of course. And he's it seems like he's having a very good time down here against Bubbles.
Yeah. I mean, his CS isn't too fantastic. That's why it's only 280 GPM. I think it's 12 CS, but compared to, say, Bubbles' 3 CS, it's obviously doing a lot better. But again, like, I mean, he's a very, very good hero to gank with, and obviously, I feel a very good ganker in terms of that jungle sense. And I mean, the biggest thing actually is this ward that has been, de-warded from Slaps. He's placed down the ward of Revelation. So, Zibbe is just blind in terms of his vision. So, it's a free kill every single time. I feel he does rotate, so in that respect, he has to sort of be forced middle lane, actually. Going to try and maybe set something up here in the middle lane, but we'll have to see.
Oh, that's kind of interesting right there for Quincy. So apparently they played in their first series, and he actually did this as well. But yeah, top lane Warbeast. The charge did miss from Super KG, but the Minotaur stun's not going to miss, and they're going to collapse on top, and this definitely is going to be a kill. Yeah, Torrent comes out, and they guarantee it. So Casey goes down, back to the middle lane now. We do have initiation. Pebbles, he's dropping. I was exactly going to bring that up right there. I mean, he already starts out with low armor. That minus armor really hurts him that much more. So obviously Bubbles being of assistance, and it is good to see BMG kind of slowly climbing back into this after just a horrid start of what happened. So I mean, hell, we're 3-3. I mean, stat-wise, this says it's a very even game actually. So
yeah, definitely. But at the same time, the thing that can't be sort of ignored is that actually Bubbles might be in trouble down here as well. Might get caught off by the Minotaur stun.
He has to take cover. He's trying to. Okay, there we go. Beautiful play by from Zibbe, and. Should be fine, maybe. Polywog Priest, okay, maybe not. Gonna get in range, yes, he has a Hex. There you go, he has a tongue tied as well. Can he get in range again? Yes, he can. 4 players here. And Exhibit is like, are you kidding me? I mean, it did take 4 players to be fair, but still, good pickoff.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, obviously, yeah, they are sort of back in terms of even, but they need to really be ahead because, like I said before in game 1, if they really give Zinc an inch, like in terms of the golden experience, they're going to just take a mile from them. So they really do need to be ahead because the team fight here from Zinc is just so strong, and BMG don't have the heroes to really sort of take it in terms of the team fight. They really need to get ahead in terms of the ganks, and gank middle lane is most likely going to be happening.
Yeah. I was thinking on the top lane, that might have been something, but yeah, back to the middle lane. Pebbles, he is dropping again. The goo, the auto attack gets the kill. Glacius goes down, but they will take that exchange every day of the week. Rhapsody, there's the defensive master's call coming out, and now Rhapsody in trouble herself. Poor coming in, I'm guessing, I don't know who that is actually. It looks like it is going to be Warbeast. He can't assist the most, but actually throws in a health potion, and that is enough assistance to help keep her alive. In fact, he's chasing. He takes out Bubbles. It is not often you see a no-ulti Warbeast just walk up and auto attack for a kill. And he does it right there because it's Casey.
Yeah. And a little bit of a misplay again from Zibbe actually. I mean, hate to admit it, but like he misses the shell stuff on Rhapsody, which allows Rhapsody to survive, and then like again overextends after he misses the shell stuff instead of getting back, and then dies to a walk-in Warbeast, which is a little bit humiliating, honestly. And Zibbe 0-4-2, and it's only 6 minutes in. He's having a terrible game.
Yeah, that's not his start at all. But again, just keep at it, keep in there, and hopefully can recover, because again, overall this really is not too bad of a game. In fact, Super KG is having a great time at the top lane, 385 gold per minute right now. It is also worth noting, Warbeast, again, he's bringing that Battlecry presence, which is now level 4 actually, so that's definitely something to keep in mind here for this Legion team. And also another thing to really keep in mind is that, again, Sync's lineup built heavily around the idea that they can start grouping up and pushing early in this game. And as I say that, here we go at the bottom lane. It's only Ophelia and Polywog right now. They do have Polywog wards. Not going to use it just yet, though. But again, that presence definitely coming. Warbeast in the meantime, he's going to get picked up at the top lane. It looks like, no, he gets the ulti off just in time. He is going to be able to buy the distance, but Glacius coming to cut him off. But look at Casey, the presence of mind. He knew something was going to be up. He's trying to hide. That port comes in from Rhapsody. She's trying to at least save the day, but Bubbles wants to dive this. Casey with one more auto attack. He is going to fall when it's all said and done with the Song of the Sea. And Glacius going to be fine as well. But now Bubbles, oh no, is he dead again? And take cover, it's not going to matter. He goes down again. That's just got to be so frustrating. As actually Pebbles picks off Glacius in the process. So they committed a lot, and hell, it ends up being a 1 for 2 in Sync's favor, actually. So long run, probably not worth it for BMG right there. But
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I can understand what they're trying to, obviously trying to get aggressive, and that's what they need to do. But at the same time, they can't be that aggressive in terms of sort of diving towers when Zinc, they're a great team. They always rotate in terms of the TPs, and as a result, drop off the Glacius and the Bubbles, and they're having such a bad start of this game. 1, 5, and 2, 5 deaths in 8 minutes is absurd, honestly, particularly from like a caliber of player like Zibbe. So he's having actually Pebbles might be getting picked up here in mid lane though.
Yeah, again, I mean, he too is also having a little bit of trouble himself. He has 3 deaths, but 280 gold per minute. So in that sense, not really doing too bad. But actually, Glacius gonna get turned on right there. Again, I really think of this Battlecry, man. Look at the auto attacks from Rhapsody. I mean, she was just dropping Bubbles, and obviously Polywog Priest, excuse me, comes in to cut him off. And again, another death on Exhibit. So we just got to stop talking about him, man, because he's just going to keep dying if we do. So we're cursing this guy like crazy. Master of Arms being fouled by Rhapsody. Rhapsody's got balls, man. Insania's like, I'm a carry all of a sudden. I'm just going in here. Don't even give 2 shits. And for good reason. Parasite's going to end up falling. Is that an Abyssal Skull first item on Parasite, by the way?
Yes,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've never seen that either. It's just so strange that it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, I understand he wants to make his like Infest very, very strong, but that doesn't really warrant a pick up on a Abyssal Skull first item. Like, you need the puzzle box, you need obviously the boots as well, let alone obviously the Abyssal Skull. It's just a very, very odd item choice, and clearly it's not paying off here either.
Maybe it has something to do with they know that this push is going to start kicking in. I mean, there's going to be a lot of physical from the creep wave and everything, and yeah, maybe that'll just help with that, but yeah, I don't.
Puzzle box would still be more useful than that, though. So.
It's just so weird. I mean, he gets red boots now, so at least he has that going for him too. But yeah, that's a very curious start there for Tank and Fed on the Parasite.
I mean,
yep.
Just in this game here, though, to me, this feels like there's like 2 or 3 things that feel so off. Like, first of all, Haxron playing like mid. Obviously, kind of a weird hero in that respect, so Master Arms, and also like Super KG is kind of playing top, kind of like the carry of the Kraken. That's not really the biggest playmaker. There's no Devour, there's no Gauntlet. He's only 1-0-1. Yeah, he's got good farm, but it just doesn't feel right. Like, to me, whenever I think of BMG, it's like it doesn't feel like this is the team. If that makes any sense, like. Yeah.
Well, this is especially in a caliber matchup like this. Again, I know this is not the same BMG team at all, but with the players that they have, and hell, they won 2-0 in their first round matchup. They came to this. They've been practicing a little bit, and you would expect better. I think it's safe to say. But again, even in game 1, they honestly looked fairly decent early on. It's just a matter of they lost a team fight. You got to wonder if maybe that's looming over them a little bit. Maybe they got discouraged from that, and that's kind of carried over, if anything, to this game too. But now Rhapsody, again, she has a Mystic Vestments Power Supply Steam Boost. She is tanky, man, for this early on in the game especially. She's just going to tank the Minotaur hits. Tankafetch just going balls to the wall, but he actually needs to be careful now. Okay, he's going to run away, be fine.
Yeah, I mean, Insania's played so well this game, but at the same time, like, they banned Cthulhu over Rhapsody, and Zinc always play. Well, they don't always play, obviously, this sort of team fight and sort of push strategy, but they are definitely known to do it from time to time again. And you just can't give Rhapsody over to Zinc. Like, they're going to first pick it every single time, and they banned it out in game 1, obviously, so they could pick it up, and then they left it open. I think they banned something else. I think it was the Cthulhu instead, and as a result, like, it's first picked here, and it's doing so much work, and we haven't even seen a good protective melody. It's just from the incredible strong laning phase that Rhapsody offers. That's bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane. Parasite, he's going to be caught up by Polywog Priest in the way. Tongue tie comes out. Canceled by the Song of the Sea, though. Parasite infests the creep. And now some turn chance coming out for BMG right here. Ophelia's touch going to be used. The Warbeast ulti for me takes out Zibby at least. But it does come at a cost as Polywalk Priest goes down, but KZ doesn't care. He wants more kills. He's going to go for it. No, but the free's enough, actually, as well as the defensive master's call. Helping to save Glacius at the last second. So it does end up being 1-for-1 right there between Polywog and Bubbles. I mean, I guess you're that one taking him. He's died so much. It's just like, okay, at least we got a kill out of it here, the first kill on the Polywog Priest. So it's just kind of, I find this very interesting though, because again, you look at the draft here of Sync and it screams push. It's just like all about the aggressive really push. They haven't really done that though. They haven't done a whole lot of just like grouping up and pushing as a team. But that's my point. They haven't needed to. They've just been ganking, if anything. And it's worked out just fine.
Yeah, it's just been good engagements, and honestly, just outplay from most of the part coming from Sync, honestly, in terms of their laning phase as well. Like, the only good lane that really worked quite well was Super KG versus Kazun, and that's the lane that should be winning. I mean, so there's no sort of surprise that he has one then. And then, yeah, he's got loads of farm, but what has he done with it, though? 1-0-1, he's not the biggest of carries, so it doesn't really matter too much that his GPM is that high, unless he can really sort of translate that into a lot of kills, and he just hasn't. He's going to get the tier 1 tower top here, tries for the kill here on the top lane, but...
Alright, he gets it. Will it come at a cost? Kraken, release of Kraken comes out. He's going for the turncoat. A lot of burst damage coming out, and it is going to be a kill. As Parasite assists right there as well, but Warbeast can't do too much himself. He's going to chase with that ulti form. They run right into Ophelia. The trap comes out. Down goes Kraken. Parasite has to come out of the creep, and he's not going to live for much longer after that, I don't think. Warbeast, yeah, he goes in. Oh, the infest at the last second comes up. And he takes over the Minotaur, but still it's not going to matter. He goes down anyways. At least he took a creep with him, I guess. But yeah, BMG, the clock is running out on them, 13.5 minutes. I'm honestly surprised it's not even a bigger lead. I mean, it's still 6,000 gold lead, 4,500 experience lead.
They haven't started pushing that, but they've only got 2 towers. They've got tier 1 mid and the tier 1 bot. But when the team fights and the sort of pushing happens, then obviously the gold is going to increase. And if they take the team fights, if BMG want to fight, then the golden experience league will most likely get bigger as well, because Zinc's team fight is just too strong at this point, and there's honestly nothing that BMG can do. I said what they needed to do is just win the laning phase and get ahead in terms of the ganks, and in the end it was actually Zinc who ended up ahead in terms of the ganks and the kill score, and that just goes honestly back to a little bit of outplay, honestly, and just a better play here for Zinc. And obviously, there's been a lot of questions from BMG, whether if they've been practicing, and like you said, they've practiced a little bit, but clearly it just doesn't feel like it's the same BMG team. Obviously, they have changed their players in that respect, but even that, like, you kind of pick heroes for the players. Like, I mean, when do we ever see really Super KG on Kraken? Yeah, we see it from time to time, but also with Master Arms and Haxtra. And bottom lane, they are going to take out Pebbles, which at least is some kind of justice, but they're going to lose the tier 2 out top. And that just, to me, just feels like BMG just doesn't feel like the team that they once won.
Yeah, well, yeah. Again, there's a lot of reasons definitely to argue for that, but I think again, Haxtra on the Master, it just feels like that they're trying to force a different kind of strategy when then instead of going with the comfort as again you're going back to. So at the same time, Sync, you can't take away their credit. Obviously, they have played superb here, as you would expect from them. Nothing else less. They're going to push this top tower. What do you do if you're BMG? I mean, you can't stop this, man. The wards have been used from Polywalks, or at least they got rid of those now, but is Sync going to actually, yeah, they're just like, okay, we don't want to force the issue. We know that we have a very good lead right here. We're not going to stick around and give them some kill chances. So they just fall back as a team, although it might be a little bit of a fake fallback. Kraken, he's going to be fine initially. He does have a portal key if he feels comfortable engaging right here. Pebbles is not here yet, although he also has a portal key himself. And actually, they're going to try to maybe cut him off, but Mickey's not going to let that happen. If both teams want to make something happen, the charge misses actually initially, and now Polywalk Priest, he's going to respond, protect the melody, comes out, can they stop it? Yes, they can, the charge shot hits, and it will stop him, but Kraken already falls. Master of Arms, he just melts. That's a carry Master of Arms, remember, just melting right there. And Glacius also falls. The concede vote comes out, understandably so. BMG has had enough. GG, well played. Sync Esports takes game 2. And they take the series over Bad Monkey Gaming 2-0 in definitely dominating fashion there. Especially in that second game. So I really don't know what else to add other than just Sync. They came here to play clearly, and BMG, I hate to say it, but especially in that second game, you really did see kind of some lapses there of just not all being there. But no doubt Sync definitely deserving of the victory, especially the way they did it. So congratulations to them. And guess what? Again, I'm noticing this. In fact, Flensmeister finished last on his team in Chief PM. No, okay, he was just